Hello guys and welcome back to Newton Effects YouTube channel. And on this episode guys, we're gonna take a look at NAS100 USDJPY and USD Swiss franc. I know you guys are really excited about what is about to come. I'm working on my robot. Hurricane V8 is basically in progress. I'm gonna send you guys some features of how the robot is functioning, because I must basically do the coding by myself. So I'm gonna show you guys how the process is going. I'm not basically gonna sell my robot, because why? I don't want to sell my robot. It's gonna be automated trader only for me. I'm gonna put my knowledge, my skill into that robot, and that robot will trade for me, right? It's not gonna be a community robot, guys. Sorry, it's not gonna be for sale. So maybe in the future, but not now, guys. So let's jump into the charts. Let's get it down. Let's drop some knowledge and let's drop some bars, guys. So as you guys can see, we are here on NAS100. So let's scale down to our weekly time frame just to see the overall market condition of what is basically going on in the overall market flow. So we can see in the overall market flow, we basically bullish, guys. We have this low structure point into the market here, and we have this high structure point into the market that was basically our previous higher high structure point, and we can see that we do have this impulsive move to the upside, right? So we can mark this area here as a weekly level is as well, because this is most likely gonna be a weekly new high structure point. So we can see that, okay, price did create some imbalance here into the market, weekly time frame as well. So we can expect some downwards momentum, right? On our weekly, we can see that, right? So if we scale down to our daily time frame right now, we can see also that price didn't actually come for any retracements yet here on our weekly time frame. But what we can see that looks really interesting is that this daily candle right here, this in-the-season daily candle, that's a really good in-the-season candle that's showing some form of bearish pressure to the downside, right? So the goal is going to be to wait for this daily candle. If this daily candle can close bearish, guys, we will most likely see some downwards momentum into this region right here. And we can mark our Fibonacci as well from this low point, and we will see that our 38 is basically acting up according to this reason, right? You see, how does our 838 basically is basically aligned with this reason right here. So we can see some form of a retracement once that candle close on a daily time frame bearish, guys. That's gonna be a good setup. So if we scale down to a 4-hour time frame just to see some form, just to look at some smaller structure, because as you guys can see, price is really imbalanced. It's just straight up. So we can see we have this 4-hour area right there. We can see some form of 4-hour area right there as well, but I'm not gonna mark it. And we can see some form of 4-hour reason right there, guys. So let's scale down to a 1-hour time frame just to see something more cleaner, right? What I can see on my 1-hour time frame is that we do have this impulsive move to the upside. Price did create this range, right? But this is basically a higher low structure point into the market. Because price did create this new higher high into the market. As you guys can see, we did break out of this higher high structure point. But now you guys can see that price did come down in this impulsive move, right? Price did come down impulsively, and price did break this previous higher low structure point. So that's a good structure change for us to see on a smaller time frame, is that price is basically starting to break market structure to the downside already. So we can expect some form of if we use a Fibonacci from this high structure point to this low point right there, we can see that our 618 is basically aligned with this area of interest, right? And that was basically our previous high structure point. So we must wait for price to showing us some form of a corrective, right? And showing us some form of a price action, guys. I know you guys must learn your price action according to your candlesticks formation, guys. It will help you a lot, right? To know when you can enter. It will help you with the entry criteria. If you guys don't know how to read price action, guys, please let me know into the comments so I can drop a video for you about that, because it will basically giving you the ads and will give you the ads when you can enter on a position, guys. So that is basically what I'm talking about. It's not like a guarantee that price will basically turn around here, guys. That's not how it works. This is only my probabilities and what I can see of the market condition and market flow and market structure. So this is basically what I'm looking for. If price can show me some form of a double top, guys, and break this previous higher low structure point and then come for a retracement and then continue to the downside, that is most likely what I will wait for, guys, here on my 1 hour time frame. So let's keep this straight in mind, guys. I did break it down for you guys. If price is basically come to the downside, you hear it first here at Newton FX Academy, guys. Don't forget to hit a like and subscribe. Let's jump into the next market. So we are here on USDJPY. So let's jump into our weekly time frame. So what we can see on our weekly time frame is that price was in this corrective phase to the downside. There we have a structure break, right? This is basically where the structure break started, because right, we did breach out of this previous lower high structure point with this impulsive move. There you guys can see price did come for the corrective phase to the downside and then create this new high in the market, right? We can see price did come for the corrective phase and then create this new higher high into the market, and that is basically where price is trading right now. So if we use our low point right here and we use our weekly high point right here, so what we can notice by now on our weekly time frame is that price is basically consolidating, guys. We have this range, so we must wait for a proper breakout, and we can see that price did create this high into the market. So most likely we can expect some downward momentum for price to come and create the higher low into the market and then continue to the upside, guys. That is what I can see here on my weekly time frame already. So now sorry, guys. So now the key is to go check out for smaller market structure break on a smaller time frame. We can see the overall market flow and condition right here. So let's jump into our daily time frame right now. Right, we can see we have this low point into the market, right? We do have this low point into the market, so we can say this low point, or we can mark this low point. This is basically this low point, guys, because right, as you guys can see, price did break to the upside, come to the downside, right? And their price was basically fighting against this area. So we can see price is basically ranging. We can see some form of a small break underneath there, so that's a good indication for us here on our daily time frame that price did break previous higher low structure point, and we can see that this candle did close underneath there, so we can see some form of a downward momentum. So if we scale down to a 4-hour time frame just to see some form of more market structure, guys. So let's just read this, right? Let's just read this. So we could see, right, price did create this high point into the market. Price did come for this corrective phase. This was our previous higher low point into the market. There we can see we have a breach of this previous higher high. We do have this new higher high into the market. There we can see we have this leg to the downside, this impulsive move to the downside. We did breach this previous higher low structure point into the market. We did create this new higher high into the market. There we can see price did create this new lower high and this new lower low into the market. There we can see we have a spinning top candle. Price did also come into this region right here. So now we basically focus on this region right there, and this region price is basically trading in between these two regions. So now you can see price did come to the upside but wasn't able to break out of this region. So there you can see price basically starting to range, right? Price is basically starting to range into the market. So what I can see from this area point is that price basically formed this ascending corrective break structure here at this previous higher low point. We have this impulsive move to the downside. Price did form this corrective phase to the upside, and then you can see this impulsive move here to the downside, right? So now you can see the price did come back into this region right here, because right, this is basically our new form of a lower high, and this is our lower low point. So we can see that what price is basically forming. So if we can break out of this lower low structure point, we can see some form of a continuation to the downside. And remember that is basically gonna be our retracement for our guys on our weekly time frame. So if we scale down to our 1 hour right? On our 1 hour time frame, we could have basically take some position from this area. We have this bearish engulfing candle. As you guys can see, we have this impulsive to the downside. So now the best is to wait for price to showing us some form of more direction break, because we're basically trading at the lows. If you sell, guys, always remember to sell at the lower high point. We're never gonna sell at this low, because if you're gonna sell at the low, you're basically gonna looking for trouble, guys. So that is why pacing plays a really big role in this industry. So what I will wait for on this space, guys, is if price can break out of this low structure point, right, and then create this new verified new lower low into the market, and wait for price to giving us some form of a descending corrective move into this area, and then continue to the up to the downside. Then I will take a sell position at this lower high point, guys. Never sell at the lower low, guys. I don't know where you guys hear that, but never do that. You're always gonna lose money. So that is it for this USD JPY pair. Let's jump into USD Swiss franc, gang. I did send out something in this group about this pair, guys. So let's scale into our weekly time frame. We set everything. So as you guys can see here on our weekly time frame, is that we basically are still bearish, guys. We're trading in between this high point in this low structure point. We can see that we have this impulsive move to the downside. There, you guys can see that price still come for this corrective phase, right, and showing us some bearish momentum to the downside. So we're basically trading in this downward momentum here on our weekly time frame. So if we scale down to our daily time frame right now, again, we can see some form of market structure break, right? We do have this low into the market and this higher high into the market. We did breach out of this and create this new higher high into the market, and price did create this new low into the market, as you guys can see. And we do have a verified higher high into the market. There you guys can see that we basically was trading in between this region, right, in this area. We didn't create this new higher high, and we didn't create this new lower low point, so price was ranging. But what we could notice here on our daily time frame is that look at how price was coming up, and look how price was coming down, basically showing me some form of intent against intent. So most likely price will come into this areas right here and then continue to the downside. There you can see that price did form this corrective phase to the upside, and giving us this beautiful bearish engulfing candle for continuation to the downside. There we can see we have a structure break of this previous lower high structure point. We have this low into the market. There we can see some form of indecision and this bearish engulfing candle for continuation to the downside. There we can see we did create this new lower low into the market. But what you could also notice here on our daily time frame is that price is basically at a strong area of interest, right? You can see how price was basically coming to this region the previous time. So this is an area of interest. So we can see on a daily time frame is that price basically creating a range, right? A range. So the best position is gonna be to wait if price can break under this previous low point. So if we just mark off where price is basically trading now on a daily time frame, is that we can see that we have this high point into the market, and then we have this low structure point here into the market, right? So price is basically trading in between this area and this low structure point. So we can see that price is still basically bearish here at USD Swiss franc. So let's scale down to our 4-hour time frame, gang. Let's scale down to our 4-hour time frame. We can see that we have this impulsive move to the downside, did breach out of this previous low structure point, and we have a verified low into the market. We can see that price did come for the corrective back into this price action, then create this new lower low into the market, right? So on a 4-hour time frame, we're still trading underneath this area point on a 4-hour and in between this region right here. So what we could also notice is that how price is basically coming for retracement, right? We can see this impulsive move. Then we can see price did basically trying to break out of this structure lower high point, but price was unable, and then giving us this bearish engulfing candle to the downside, right? And look at how price was coming to the downside. So if we scale down to our 1-hour time frame right now, gang, is that we could see that okay, this is going to be an area of interest where price will most likely come into, gang, right? This is going to be an area, we can mark this area off right here, right? Just mark this area. We can see we have some form of imbalance there as well. So I love to see structure points like this. Once I saw price did create this impulsive move, and then we can see we have this bearish impulsive move to the downside as well. And we do also have the structure break of this previous higher low point into the market, and we have this new lower low into the market. So if we run a Fibonacci from this high point to this low structure point into the market, we can see that price is basically trading here at our 618. So the best is to wait for our entry criteria before we can execute on any trade position, gang. As you guys can see, that price is still basically in this bearish phase to the upside, in this bullish phase to the upside, guys. So the best is to wait for price showing us some more cleaner direction. So if price decide to come and create this low into the market, gang, and then create this new high into the market and fail to create this new higher high, the best is to wait for price to break underneath this previous higher low into the market and wait for that retracement and then take the position to the downside. That is why I told you always in my breakdown videos and my trade example is not to take action on a trade right away, but apply it with your trading style as well. This is basically just guidance for you as a trader to can see, okay, like also look at the same setup. How can you make it better, right? How can you apply your strategy with this trade breakdowns that I basically post every single day in my free Telegram group, guys? If you're new to the community, go please check out that free Telegram group. It is where you get daily market breakdown and insight, guys. Go check that out down below, guys. So this is basically what I was seeing on this 3 pairs, guys. So stay blessed, guys, and be hungry and be forever rich. Let's go.